Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you and welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Shawn. Today we are picking back up on the Torah portion schedule, and we missed a lot of the book of Exodus during our 30-day gospel reading challenge, but some of the more exciting and big parts of that we will be covering again throughout the year as we approach different feasts and things of that nature. For example, Passover. We'll be covering that again very, very soon as we move into the Pesach season. Today, we are looking at the 19th reading. Let me just give you the Torah portion summary from torahportions.org. Here's what it says. The 19th reading from the Torah is named Terumah. In Exodus 25:2, the Lord commanded Moses to tell the sons of Israel to take a contribution for me. The word translated as contribution is Terumah, which is the name of this Torah portion. Terumah is a word with no real English equivalent. In the Torah, Terumah refers to a certain type of offering dedicated to the temple, like a tithe or first fruits offering. In Exodus 25, the contribution is for the building of a holy place. This Torah reading is occupied with the instructions for the building of the tabernacle and its furnishings. So open up your hearts this morning. We're going to be kind of going through, we got basically 2 chapters here, and it really just deals with the offerings for the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the bread of the presence, the lampstands, the tabernacle, the framework, the curtain, the altar for the burnt offerings, the court and its hangings. By the way, all these things are incredibly important. You see them when you look in the book of Revelation and you see what John sees in heaven. And so these things are still very important to us today. Often, when I think about modern Christianity, I think about what church to go to, or, those types of difficult questions that have arisen in our day. One of the things I think about first is, does your church have an altar, or does it have a stage? One is meant for worship. One is meant for entertainment. So with that, let's start our reading this morning, and we will begin with chapter 25. I'm going to read from the Hallelujah Scriptures, which is our custom for our Torah portion studies. Let's have a look. Exodus chapter 25, verse 1. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they take up for me a contribution. From everyone whose heart moves him, he shall take up my contribution. Please note, not a lot of commentary from me this morning, but I will just point out, notice that what God wants from the people is for them to give and be a cheerful giver. It's kind of like what the Apostle Paul tells us in the New Covenant Scriptures, right? Be a cheerful giver. It's not like it's less about this percentage, although that does become a thing, but it's more about giving from the heart. And that is how this starts. For everyone whose heart moves them to give a contribution. Verse 3, And this is the contribution which you take up from them, gold, silver, and bronze, and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and goat's hair, and ram skin dyed red, and fine leather and acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense, shoham stones and stones to put on the shoulder garment and in the breastplate. And they shall make me a mikdash, and I shall dwell in their midst. According to all that I show you, the pattern of the Mishkan, and the pattern of all that of its furnishings, make it exactly so. And they shall make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 amma long, 1.5 amma wide, and 1.5 amma high. You shall overlay it with clean gold, inside and outside you shall overlay it. And you shall make on it a molding of gold all around. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in its 4 corners, 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other side. And you shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. And ye shall put the poles into the rings on the side of the ark, to lift up the ark by them. The poles are in the rings of the ark, and they are not taken from it. And into the ark you shall put the witness which I give you. And you shall make a lid of atonement of clean gold, 2.5 armah long, and 1.5 wide. And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold, make them of beaten work, at the 2 ends of the lid of atonement. And make 1 cherub at one end, and the other cherub at the other end. Make the cherubim from the lid of atonement at its 2 ends. And the cherubim shall be spreading out their wings above, covering the lid of atonement, with their wings and their faces toward each other, and the faces of the cherubim toward the lid of atonement. And you shall put the lid of atonement on the top of the ark, and put into the ark the witness which I give you. Please note, just something to think about. I'm just going to present you a question and allow you to think about it if you choose to. In the previous chapter or 2, when the commandments are given, one of the commandments is don't make a carved image and don't make an image of anything that is in heaven or on earth. But then, as soon as those commandments are over, they are now given the commandments to make the tabernacle. And what are they making? Gold angels spreading their wings above the lid, and it makes you wonder, right? What's the difference here? And again, I'm just going to pose this question to you to give you something to think on. What is the difference here between making these things for the tabernacle and the commandment which forbade them from making carved images of things in heaven? Giving you something to chew on there. Verse 21, and you shall put the lid of the atonement on the top of the ark, and put into the ark of the witness which I give you. And I shall meet you there, and above the lid of atonement, from between the 2 cherubim, which are on the ark of the witness, and I shall speak to you all that which I commanded you concerning the children of Yisrael. And you shall make a table of acacia wood, 2 armah long, and 1 armah wide, and 1.5 armah high. And you shall overlay it with clean gold, and shall make a molding of gold all around. And you shall make for it a rim of the tophah all around. And you shall make a gold molding for the rim all around. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are at its 4 legs. The rings are close to the rim as the holders for the poles to lift the table. And you shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and the table shall be lifted with them. And you shall make its dishes, and its ladles, and its jars, and its bowls for pouring. Make them of clean gold. And you shall put the showbread on the table before me continually. And you shall make a lampstand of clean gold. The lampstand is made of beaten work. It is a base, and its shaft, and its cups, and its ornamental knobs and blossoms are from it. And 6 branches shall come out of its sides, 3 branches of the lampstand out of one side, and 3 branches of the lampstand out of the other side. 3 cups made like almond flowers, one on each branch, with ornamental knobs and blossoms, and 3 cups made like almond flowers on the other branch, and the ornamental knob and blossom. So for the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. And on the lampstand itself are 4 cups made like almond flowers, with ornamental knobs and blossom. And a knob under the first 2 branches the same, and a knob under the second 2 branches of the same, and a knob under the third 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches coming out of their lampstand. Their knobs and their branches are of the same, all of it beaten work of clean gold. And you shall make 7 lamps for it, and they shall mount its lamps so that they give light in the front of it. and its snuffers and their trays are of clean gold. It is made of achikar of clean gold, with all these utensils. So see and do according to the pattern which was shown to you on the mountain. By the way, these menorahs, these lampstands, they appear in the book of Revelation. John sees them when he is called up into the altar room. This is not something that has gone away. This is something that you will see in the kingdom of heaven. Chapter 26. Make the Mishkan with 10 curtains of fine woven linen and blue and purple and scarlet. Make them with the cherubim, the work of a skilled workman. The length of each curtain is 28 amma, and the width of each curtain 4 amma, and all the curtains having one measure. 5 curtains are joined to each other, and 5 curtains are joined to each other. And you shall make loops of blue on the edge of the end 1 curtain, and do the same on the edge of the end of the second curtain. Make 50 loops in the 1 curtain, and make 50 loops on the edge of the seam, the second curtain, the loops being opposite to each other. And you shall make 50 hooks of gold, and shall join the curtains together with the hooks, and the Mishkan shall be one. And you shall make curtains of goat's hair for the tent over the Mishkan. Make 11 curtains. The length of each curtain is 30 amma, and the width of each curtain is 4 amma, 1 measure to the 11 curtains. And you shall join the 5 curtains by themselves, and the 6 curtains by themselves, and you shall double over the 6 curtains at the front of the tent. And you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is in the outermost, and the 50 loops on the edge of the second curtain. And you shall make 50 bronze hooks, and put the hooks into the loops, and join the tent together, and it shall be one. And the overlapping part of the rest of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain and the remains, shall hang over the back of the Mishkan. And an amma on one side, and an amma on the other side of what remains of the length of the curtains of the tent, is to hang over the sides of the Mishkan, on the side and on one side to cover it. You shall make a covering of ram skin dyed red for the tent, and a covering of fine leather above that. And for the Mishkan you shall make the boards of acacia wood standing up. 10 amma in its length of the board, an amma and a half in the width of each board. 2 tenons each in a board for binding one another. Do the same for all the boards of the Mishkan. And you shall make the boards of the Mishkan 20 boards for the south side, and make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under each of the boards for its 2 tenons. And for the second side of the Mishkan and on the north side 20 boards, and there are 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. And for the rear parts of the Mishkan westward, make 6 boards, and make 2 boards for the corners of the Mishkan in the rear, and they are double beneath, and similarly they are complete to the top, to the 1 ring. So it is for both of them. They are for 2 corners. And they shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under the 1 board, and 2 sockets under the other board. And you shall make bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the Mishkan, and 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the Mishkan, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the Mishkan for the rear parts westward, with the middle bar in the midst of the boards going through from end to end. And overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold and holders and bars, and overlay the bars with gold. And you shall raise up the Mishkan according to its pattern, which you were shown on the mountain. And you shall make a veil of blue and purple scarlet, and fine woven linen, and work of skilled workmen made with a cherubim. And you shall put it in the 4 columns of the acacia wood, overlaid with gold, their hooks of gold upon the 4 sockets of silver. And you shall hang the veil from the hooks, and shall bring the ark of the witness there, behind the veil. And the veil shall make a separation for you between the Kodesh, that is to say, the hallowed, and the most Kodesh place. And you shall put the lid of the atonement upon the ark of the witness in the most Kodesh place. And you shall put the table outside the veil, and the lampstand opposite the table on the side of the Mishkan toward the south. And put the table on the north side, and you shall make a covering for the door of the tent, of blue and purple and scarlet and fine woven linen, made by weaver. And you shall make for the covering 5 columns of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, their hooks of gold, and you shall cast 5 sockets of bronze for them. chapter 27, 19 more verses. And you shall make an altar of acacia wood, 5 amma long and 5 amma wide. The altar is square, and its height's 3 amma. And you shall make its horns on the 4 corners. Its horns are of the same, and you shall overlay it with bronze. And you shall make its pots to receive its ashes, and its shovels, and its basins, and its forks, and its fire holders. Make all the utensils of bronze. And you shall make a grating for it, a bronze network, and shall make on the network 4 bronze rings in its 4 corners, and you shall put them under the rim of the altar beneath, so that the network is halfway up the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar poles of acacia wood, and shall overlay them with bronze. And the pole shall be put in the rings, and the pole shall be on the 2 sides of the altar for lifting it. Make it hollow with boards. As it is shown to you on the mountain, so they are to make it. You shall make the courtyard of the Mishkan for the south side, screens for the courtyard made of fine woven linen, 100 amma long for one side, and its 20 columns and its 20 sockets of bronze, the hooks and the columns and their bands of silver. And so for the north side and the link screens 100 long, and its 20 columns on their 20 sockets of bronze, and the hooks of the columns and their bands of silver. And the width of the courtyard, and on the west side screens of 50 amma, with their 10 columns and their 10 sockets. And the width of the courtyard on the east is 50 amma. And the screens on one side of the gate, 15 amma, with their columns and their 3 sockets. And on the other side of the screens of 15, with their 3 columns and their 3 sockets. And for the gate of the courtyard, a covering of 20 amma long, of blue and purple and scarlet and fine woven linen, made by a weaver, 4 columns and 4 sockets. All of the columns all around the courtyard have bands of silver, and their hooks silver, and their sockets bronze. The length of the courtyard is 100 amma, and the width 50 by 50, and the height of 5 amma, woven fine linen thread, and its sockets of bronze. All the utensils of the Mishkan, for all its service, its pegs, and all the pegs of the courtyard are bronze. And that is where our Torah portion study ends for today. I understand not overly exciting, as we're just kind of learning about how the utensils and everything was to be made, the building of the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the bread, the golden lampstands, the tabernacle itself. Everything has to be bronze, the bronze altar, the court for the tabernacle, how it was to be made. But I don't know about you, but I'm excited to be back into our Torah portion study, and I'm looking forward to next week. I pray you've been blessed. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the mission of truth financially. Please consider praying for me and for the podcast. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Peace and grace be with all of you. And until next time, God bless.